The 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
Let's go. Do it.
Manning now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh fighting the path to the QB there.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. A run by Dixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Right here, right here.
Now a draw play with Dixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this on. Offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. A little jet sweep to start the drive, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. 14 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Solid. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that? What
maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film to try something from the 15 on the PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Got it.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now Manning. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Watch it.
No, but hold on. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Thomas the intended target, but it'll be second down. After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Cunningham looking to throw. Steps away to his left. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Randall Cunningham with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And maybe, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Swing. Spike.
The drive begins with a run by Dixon. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Looking to throw on second down. Manning, this to Jarwin. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
You ready? 40's Mike, right there. 40's Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Ready?
Throwing on first down is Manning. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. Touchdown, Cardinals. Jakeem Grant, 55 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Yeah, you heard it, right? You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, if they can just tighten.
That's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and then maybe explode at the right time.
Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense, trotting back out. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved.
He's got it at the 15. A big play there just before halftime. And even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Cunningham. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Throwing again. Cunningham stepping up. He's going to keep it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. So we reach half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Manning now on first down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah,
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
Back to the air on second down. Cunningham. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Cleveland. 49 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cunningham. He completes it to Henry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Aaron Jones, his second touchdown of the night. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And the fake attempt here not going to work. Got a little yardage, but not enough to get to the goal line.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot.
No.
Okay.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Dixon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Watch out for Hill on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. On 1st and 10, Cunningham forced out to his left. And now Cunningham has the ball knocked down. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball...
He's got it at the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Tyler Boyd, 72 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with...
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They've got this big lead. They said, forget one, we want two. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Dixon running from the shotgun, and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested, because you know the big guys up front, that's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game, and they know it helps their team.
Ready. 50, play.
On second down, it's Dixon. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. And it's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
58, come on. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
On second down, it's Jones. Looking to find a lane, but he can't, reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And shedding through the tackle. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
On third down, Cunningham gets this one to Hill. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, Manning. That is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Throwing is Manning on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here, you've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job. Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time. And that's one of the great questions in the NFL. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. You have fun with this one, partner? I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center. We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4 touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2? I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? Yeah, sometimes teams nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ndamukong Suh able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now the pass to Grant, and he's got it. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that. They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Casey Hayward. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way. And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Throwing is Manning. And that's going to be in.